Oh, yeah. Hello, everybody. It is the Macho Hype Man here. Once again with the Golden Knight MGG for the Piledriver Podcast. Our buddy Maximania could not make it tonight. But no worries, the show's going to go on anyways.
Yeah.
And so we got quite a bit to talk about here tonight at MGG. First and foremost, after what happened last night on Collision, Billy Gunn, after his match, decided to take his ring boots off and then leave them in the middle of the ring right after he and the Acclaimed lost to the House of Black. Now, that could mean a million things, but a lot of people are speculating that Billy Gunn is basically just teased retirement.
I think Billy Gunn just threw a tantrum, if I'm going to be honest with you, that he lost. I think this was all a tantrum.
Why do you say that?
Because he was crying. He was like, why? Well, here's how he did it. He was like, I think this is just a tantrum, and I think he's just he was upset, and I think he really didn't mean it. Now, he might have. I think it's a trick, but we'll see what happens. To me, that's just my opinion.
And maybe he goes and reinvents himself, maybe?
Or maybe he turns on the Acclaimed.
There's another possibility. Maybe he teams up with his sons Austin, and called them the Ass Boys.
And I think they just joined Bullet Club Golds with Jay White, and Juice Robinson.
Oh yeah, that's right. I do remember that the Ass Boys have been having little sessions with, not sessions, like little sneak attacks with
Jeez. I think it might be. Yeah. But
I mean, we saw Billy Gunn earlier this year, back in January, I believe, when the when MAW had Supercard 3, Billy Gunn was their major star there.
Yeah, and really, that was a good show. And I think, wasn't there someone else supposed to be there? Or am I thinking of... No, I think it was just Billy Gunn, too, supposed to be there. Just Billy Gunn.
Yeah, it was just Billy Gunn that was supposed to be there.
And, I'm looking forward to MAW's biggest show of the year.
Yeah, Grand Slam 5 coming up soon.
It's at a different location this year, North St. Paul High School. If you guys didn't hear.
But yeah, back to the topic at hand. And if this is not a hoax and Billy Gunn has officially retired, I mean, in Golden Knight, I'd like to get your thoughts on, like, what are some of Billy Gunn's career moments that you enjoyed seeing?
DX, seriously. His whole thing with DX. Seriously.
Especially when they invaded WCW.
Yeah, no, literally. I asked him when I was meeting him, what was going through your mind when you invaded WCW? He said, nothing. I was having a fun time.
Shoot, and I asked him the same thing, and
what did he tell you?
He just wanted to do it.
Yeah, I think he was prepared for that question.
If I'm being honest, WCW should have just let him in. Should have just let DX in.
Yeah, that was dumb Eric Bischoff right there and Ted Turner. I think Ted was the only one that knew. I mean, seriously, unless they just did it and got in trouble for it, then whatever. That's what you call TV.
Yeah, dude. No offense, but a lot of people are trying to see your face, not your hair.
My apologies. Sorry. Thank you. I was trying to figure out what was in my hair. Either way.
Why do you think I got the bandana on?
Hey, you got to be ravishing Rick Rude in that place. I'm sorry, Tyler Breeze, whatever you call it, when he had his gimmick. Either way, my bad.
Yeah,
But
I mean, another big highlight for me watching Billy Gunn was watching him constantly reinvent himself. He went from being a member of DX to being Mr. Ass, and then he didn't really have that big of uh, a career in Impact Wrestling, but
yeah, no, I don't think they really even wanted to make him as big as they thought he would. But I think the worst part of his career, at least, was his thing with Chuck. That was
yes,
just
that's definitely one of the
awful.
worst moments of his career. You know, I mean, he's a former King of the Ring, Intercontinental Champion, and multi-time Tag Team Champion. I mean,
And they do him like that. It's just like, come on, guy, Vince. Why? I mean, at the time, Vince. Now I think I don't even know who's running this. What's up, Garrett? I don't know who's running this at this point. I know there's new ownership, but I don't know. Who knows? Maybe we'll see Dana White.
I mean, if this is a hoax and Billy Gunn does betray the Acclaim, I mean, do you really think that he'll go back to teaming with at the Suns, the Ass Boys again?
No, they got their own thing going on. That's you got to keep when you got a thing going, you got to keep it going. Maybe, and he's made it clear he is not teaming with the Suns. They got this. They're on their own now, and honestly, they're doing pretty well for themselves without him. If you think about it.
I suppose. But no,
But
what were you trying to say?
sorry, before I yawned, I was gonna say Billy's had a great career. I loved how he started with the Honky Tonk Man. Then Road Dogg came in and they started their thing. Then they joined Triple H and Shawn Michaels and joined their vision of making WW at the time WWF go crazy.
During the Attitude Era, remember it well.
And yeah, I love Billy Gunn. I especially loved how he recognized us a lot at the MAW Steel Domain show.
For those of you that did not see that show, I will leave a link down in the description of this video.
Yes, please. You have to see it. Bruce, me, Maxomania, and the Blaze. If you all remember my sidekick, as we call him, my manager, if in wrestling terms, the Flame, Aaron Cardenas, who is not with us right now as I am at home, and he's in Texas actually. Yeehaw. But either way, back to on topic. Yeah, Billy can really turn a crowd on, and he definitely got us going for sure.
Oh no, not about that. But switching topics now. There's this major rumor going around today, that Bray Wyatt might be coming back as soon as SummerSlam, and the
Oh,
rumor
yeah.
is that he might get involved in one of the big three matches that's involved there. For those of you that don't know, the top three matches going around is Cody Rhodes versus Brock Lesnar,
Oh, yeah.
Seth freaking Rollins against Finn Balor,
Priest is going to cash in. I don't care what anyone has to say about it.
and Jey Uso battles Roman Reigns for not only the undisputed WWE Universal Championship, but also the spot of Tribal Chief in the Bloodline.
Who do you think is going to win that match?
Honestly, it could go either way. Hey, I mean, their match at Money in the Bank was amazeballs, and the fact that Jey Uso was the one to pin Roman Reigns after 3 years, oh man, I lost it. But
I lost my mind. I couldn't. I couldn't even believe the fact that Roman was pinned, considering You know, guys, considering the fact that Roman Reigns was even pinned, amazes me. I thought Roman would never get pinned again, or at least until he lost the title. I know. Sorry, I keep dropping pipe bombs on him. Roman's gonna lose that title eventually.
Hopefully it's not. Hopefully we don't have to wait till WrestleMania 40
No, I'm hoping SummerSlam.
or 2028, because rumor is that if Roman Reigns surpasses Bruno Sammartino's record, we'd have to wait till May 4th, 2028.
I don't think he's gonna pass Bruno Sammartino. I think it's just too much history to it that you can't pass Bruno Sammartino. It's trying to find the best word for it. They love Roman, but you cannot pass Bruno Sammartino.
Oh, I agree with you. Nobody should surpass Bruno Sammartino. Now, if they want him to surpass Hulk Hogan's record, that I understand.
I understand if they had to go to Vince for permission.
But getting back on topic, like the reason why those three matches are most likely that Bray Wyatt could get involved in any one of them is because Bray Wyatt has history with a lot of members in each matches. As for one thing, Roman Reigns is the one who took the Universal title off of the Fiend, Bray Wyatt, even though he didn't pin him. He pinned Braun Strowman all the way back in 2020 during the pandemic era of WWE.
Yeah.
And then Bray Wyatt never really got his one-on-one rematch, and then he got released, and he came back, and Bray Wyatt could potentially bring back the Fiend to go after Roman Reigns. Now that'd be something very interesting. I'd love to see.
Yeah, I feel like though Jay Uso needs this moment.
Sorry, could you repeat that? Plus, hold the camera to your face so that people can see you and hear you.
I'm sorry. I'll tell you later what's going on. Sorry. But either way, sorry, I'm a little caught off guard at the moment. I'll explain off camera, but sorry, there's just some things going on. But Roman, I think, needs to lose the title to his cousin. I feel like that's what the plan was all along. Brock has had his moment. I mean, all these opponents we're talking about. Sammy should have took it off the first place, but I knew they weren't going to do it. I knew they thought that they were not going to make TV ratings if Sami Zayn was going to get the title, only to lose it probably right away, like at the next pay-per-view.
I honestly thought Cody Rhodes was going to be the one to do it, especially.
Same. But
And
dude,
I was there at that event when he lost to Roman.
Here's my opinion. I feel like WWE screws the Rhodes family. I mean, seriously, look what they did to Dustin. Look how they treated Dusty. I mean, yeah, but the polka dots, like, no, that's not Dusty Rhodes. Look what they're doing to Cody. They made him dashing and all that. And then they finally bring him back as who he truly wants to be, only to screw him at WrestleMania. It's like, come on, Vince. Why what is it that you don't like? Like, I don't know. Do you hate the Rhodes? Like, there's just a lot of questions floating around. Here's my questions. Why do you hate the Rhodes family? Do you not like Cody? Like, what is it? It's like, why couldn't you give Cody that moment? I get it. Yeah, put him to 1,000 days. Why couldn't you wait to drop to, like, at least until maybe Money in the Bank, or even have that moment with Cody, but like, a lot of cons would have came in. He would have lost the Rumble then. But either way, you get the point, right?
Yeah, I get the point. Right. And if Jay does end up beating Roman Reigns, I guarantee you, it will be bigger than what most of WWE is nowadays. But now I want to switch gears on the other match that Bray Wyatt could potentially return in, and that is the World Heavyweight title match between Finn Balor and Seth Rollins. Now, Bray Wyatt has history with both Finn Balor and Seth freaking Rollins.
Oh,
Now,
yeah.
let's just say for a minute, like during the match, the lights do go out, and Wyatt attacks Rollins. costing him the match and revealing that he is in cahoots with the Judgment Day. Now that would be a major swerve ball.
But also say this could be Damian Priest's moment. And honestly, there's other two ways of putting this. Priest cashes in, Balor costs him and kicks him out of the Judgment Day. But honestly, that would screw them. Or B, Bray Wyatt joins the Judgment Day and kicks Priest out after he cashed in.
And we'll have to see what happens. But say Seth Rollins wins, and Wyatt comes out and attacks him after that. I mean, Seth Rollins and The Fiend do have a lot of history. Like, The Fiend was the one who took the Universal title off of Seth Rollins all the way back at Crown Jewel 2019, I believe.
Yeah, that was insane. Wasn't it the Mandible Claw, right?
Yeah, and then like a Sister Abigail, like after he was thrown off the stage and the whole thing caught fire.
That was awesome. Not gonna lie.
I'll admit that match made up for the match they had at Hell in a Cell, which was one of the worst Hell in a Cell matches. The match was great. The ending was terrible.
I think WWE has improved though, especially Hell in a Cell. WrestleMania Hell in a Cell was incredible.
Yeah,
This past Hell in a Cell was incredible.
Yes, the Hell in a Cell at WrestleMania was incredible. I was there for that. It was definitely one of the better matches of the night.
For anyone that doesn't know, Bruce was at WrestleMania, and hopefully we get WrestleMania in Minneapolis, because always I've had a dream of going with Bruce and Max and Julian and my buddies Aaron and Rio. That's our wrestling group. And yeah, but back on topic about the match. Yeah, Bray, I would love to see come back.
And now, finally, the potential, the third potential would be Bray Wyatt to come out after Cody Rhodes' match and attack him. Now, the reason why I just say Cody is because Brock Lesnar's a pussy and doesn't want to work with Bray Wyatt.
Okay, yeah, that's for first to hear for me. But dude, can I be honest with you?
What's up?
I think Brock Lesnar's just a hassle to work with. I mean, seriously.
Yeah, I can see that.
The dude thinks he's invincible. He's unbeaten. No, dude, you were an amateur wrestler from Minnesota as a Golden Gopher, and you decided to go, and you had a bad career in the NFL, and then here you are now in the WWE and going awesome. That's great, dude. But if you think you're the biggest draw, which, yeah, you are, but the biggest draw right now is Roman Reigns. You're talking Roman Reigns. You're talking about the Usos.
Don't forget Solo.
Solo's the babysitter. No, I'm just kidding. But Solo's in the background. I'm not going to lie. I think he's just the third man. He's like the third wheel. But he'll get his moment. I feel like he should go into the United States title picture. Get him somewhere to start off.
I do want to rant about the U.S. title picture here in a moment, but I'm just going to cut you off there real quick. Like, I mean, the reason why I think Bray Wyatt could potentially go after Cody Rhodes is because all the way back in the original NXT when it was a contest, as Husky Harris, who is Bray Wyatt.
Oh, I know where you're going with this.
Husky Harris was Cody Rhodes' rookie, and Cody Rhodes was Husky Harris's pro.
That's right. I forgot about that. I forgot Bray Wyatt was Husky Harris originally.
I think a lot of people did.
That's right.
Yes, folks. For those of you that do not know, Husky Harris is in fact Bray Wyatt.
2013, guys. I saw the lights go out, and there he was. I see this guy in a long beard, and I'm like, I typed in my iPod at the time. I'm like, oh my God, that's Husky Harris. Now Bray Wyatt, I see. I like that. Husky Harris was And if you I one time in the crowd when Bray Wyatt was making his thing, I was front row and I screamed, "Nexus!" And he turned around. I'm like,
Jeez,
trust me.
you've been running into wrestlers left and right, my friend.
Yeah. Okay. Either way, sorry, I was reading something. But either way,
Yeah, no worries, man.
back on topic. Bray Wyatt, Cody Rhodes. I would love to see it.
I think a lot of
But
people would be interested in seeing that. And I mean, if Bray Wyatt comes back and targets any one of those three that I mentioned, or any one of those three matches, I should say. I mean, as long as it made sense and it actually goes somewhere, there, like creative likewise and story likewise, then I'd be perfectly all right with it. Because the last time we saw Bray Wyatt, he was in a feud with Bobby Lashley that was supposed to go all the way to WrestleMania, but unfortunately, Bray Wyatt ended up getting some type of illness, and that really went downhill. And we
are
have
you
not seen.
wait? Did you say Cody Rhodes? I thought you did. You say Bobby Lashley, Bray Wyatt?
Yeah, you might not remember this, but
Oh
Bobby
no, I do.
Lashley was in a feud with Bray Wyatt at the time, but Bray
Right,
Wyatt.
right, right. Now I remember. I thought you said Cody Rhodes, and I'm like, what? I was like, when did Cody Rhodes and Lashley feud? I didn't know that. But yeah, I remember that now. That feud got cut short due to Bray's illness, and he couldn't compete.
So, oh yeah, I mean, as long as it made sense, and I really feel like it would be a really good pop for SummerSlam because last year they brought back like so many new wrestlers. Like last year, SummerSlam was off the charts. I feel like this year has the potential to top last year's, which might be a little difficult considering Brock Lesnar used a freaking tractor to tip the ring over.
Yeah, no, I do not think this next WrestleMania will top it. It will be incredible,
No, not
but
not WrestleMania.
nothing top.
Not WrestleMania. SummerSlam.
Sorry, that's what I meant. That SummerSlam was awesome. I'm not kidding you. Nothing will top that than Brock Lesnar using a tractor and getting literally that only way to get Roman Reigns out of the ring.
But yeah, so if Bray Wyatt comes back at SummerSlam and targets any one of those three matches, and if it goes somewhere there and they actually do something with him, because the only actual thing that they've done with him was with LA Knight, and I'll admit that storyline was entertaining, and the match they had at the Royal Rumble was. I really don't know how I feel about that. It was an okay
It's a little
match, but
weird.
it was
It was
weird,
an okay
yeah. But
match. It was a little weird. I loved the face paint though. He looked scary. Like they scared the kids. That's the whole point. You scare people.
yeah, but let's face it. Let's be honest. The only reason I actually had that match was just to promote Mountain Dew Pitch Black.
Exactly. And that's why it was a weird match. I mean, seriously. But it's honestly, I wouldn't be surprised. Wait, actually, no, he's not going to go back to Lashley. Thinking about it now, looking at it, I think Lashley and the Street Profits are about to do something. And I think it's going to be a heel turn for all three of them, in my
Yes,
opinion.
let's talk. Someone just said in the chat, L.A. Knight. Yeah,
That's right, Carson. You tell them.
yeah. But anyways, back to Bobby Lashley and the Street Profits. That's not the only thing that we saw. This past week on SmackDown, he was also talking with the NXT champion Carmelo Hayes. So, that leads me to believe that they may or may not be doing another version of the Hurt Business. Now, if they do that, I really want to see that because the Hurt Business was probably one of the best things going during the pandemic era of WWE, and when they broke
Yeah.
up, it was one of the darkest days of WWE history. So, them getting a reboot, I would love to see it, and if it means that we might see Bobby Lashley as a main event star again, and it might also help elevate Carmelo Hayes and Street Profits or anybody else that they bring back.
I want Trick Williams with them too. Sorry. I want Trick there too.
Maybe Wesley.
I feel like Wesley has some more to do in NXT. But I think Trick and Carmelo and all those guys. Yeah.
But I'm gonna put the Hurt Business thing on hold for a second because I did say I wanted to rant about the U.S. title picture. This past
Oh yeah.
this past week, they had a chance to have LA Knight go on to face Santos Escobar. Like this, LA Knight is so over right now. There's something going on Twitter called the Yeah movement, and that's really gotten over. And freaking LA Knight is the top merch seller. This guy knows how to talk. This guy knows how to freaking wrestle. Well, he's got all the charisma and all the potential in the world, but WWE doesn't pull the trigger on him, which is frustrating because
He's a
at Money in
former
the
world
Bank they had the
champion as
perfect
well. I don't.
opportunity, but they decided to put it on Damian Priest because he's also 40 years old and just
Who is 40?
Damian Priest. He's in his 40s.
You're kidding me. I thought he was in his 30s.
No, he's also in his 40s. Same thing with Finn Balor.
Oh, yeah. Finn Balor's been doing this forever. Guys, I don't know if you knew this. Remember when Finn Balor was Prince Devitt?
So yeah,
I had to.
and now having Rey Mysterio face Santos Escobar are for a chance to go to SummerSlam to face Austin Theory for the United States title. I mean, that doesn't really make any sense to me.
Honestly. Wait, is Austin Theory still the U.S. champ, right?
Yeah, he is.
Car. I get it. Yeah. Carson's like, yeah.
Yeah.
I would
See,
love.
he gets it. He gets it.
I knew they were gonna drop the ball though on Austin Theory when he won Money in the Bank. I was like, I knew they're not gonna keep him with this. Where he's at. But yeah, I hope they do some. I think Damian Priest though earned this. He actually he's worked hard. LA Knight's a former world champion. I think they're not doing anything with him because he's at his moment. But I feel like he needs another one. But either way, back on topic.
They just don't want to push him because of his age, which freaking sucks because he can still go. Oh, despite his age, he's got all the charisma in the world and freaking
I mean, seriously, look at Finn Balor's age.
and he still moves who's fast. Which
Yeah, it's like Finn Balor's literally what, the same age as LA Knight, and like,
maybe just a couple years older.
yeah, but still, I mean, seriously, why would you not push someone? It's ridiculous. I think LA Knight needs to go back to TNA because I feel like he would get pushed there, or in fact, AEW. Sorry, I was doing Sami Zayn
I
right
really
there.
don't know if I would want him to go to AEW. Now, don't get
Sorry,
me
I
wrong. I
was
think
doing Sami
AEW is
Zayn right there. Remember when he pipe bombed? He's like, "Go talk about AEW." I had
that
to
was
do
Sami
that.
Zayn right there. That wasn't LA Knight.
No, that's what I said. Sami Zayn.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, I know. I had to do a little Sami Zayn.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
So, oh yeah, I mean, now if they didn't have Logan Paul feuding with Ricochet and instead have him go with LA Knight, then that I would understand. But no, apparently the Logan
Logan
Paul
Paul
is feuding with Ricochet, which really doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Like LA Knight versus Logan Paul would make a lot more sense, and if you ask me. But don't get me
Logan
wrong,
Paul.
Ricochet is a fantastic talent, and personally, yeah, I like him way better than Logan Paul. I will like Logan Paul is number 2 on my most hated wrestlers list.
Logan Paul's stupid. Why is he even in flipping wrestling? It's like he's just doing this for money and to make publicity. It's like it's so stupid. This guy should literally just be continuing his boxing and his YouTube. It's like, dude, get out of here. No,
That's not the
us
only thing.
wrestling.
That's not the only thing. This guy also recently requested that if he is on SummerSlam, he wants to go on first. Now, let me explain why. It's because the same day his brother is boxing, so he wants to go on first, have his match, and then leave the arena faster than MJF left Forbidden Door. Sorry, I have to throw a jab at MJF every time I get.
Why did he do that again? What was in this past year?
He did that because he didn't want to stick around on for the entire show. Oh, because MJF just doesn't like New Japan Pro Wrestling. He said that it's a local indie fed, and
Okay.
so back to
Well,
Logan
I,
Paul.
I was gonna say I don't blame him, but now I heard it that way. I'm like, dude, it's like, come on.
But
But
back,
either way,
but back to Logan Paul. He wants to have his match, and then he's going to hop on a private jet to go to his brother's boxing match, and
where's that at?
that I really don't know. Oh, I didn't get all the details, but he wants to
Yeah,
go
because
there.
SummerSlam's in Detroit. SummerSlam's got to get back to Minneapolis too, dude. I feel like Minnesota's getting boxed out of all these good pay-per-views that we could have. I feel like all these wrestling promotions don't really think of Minneapolis as a good place, but I think it is. I mean, seriously, we're the people that started true wrestling. I mean, seriously, Ric Flair started in Minnesota, Hulk Hogan, Diamond Dallas Page.
I mean, we're getting Raw after SummerSlam, so I'll take
But
that.
yeah, it's like why? It's Raw. That's like Raw's just like it's like it's just how do I put this? Not a lot of the big stars are gonna wrestle after SummerSlam. It's like you're maybe gonna get like the Judgment Day and Rhea and Mommy and Mommy Rhea Ripley, Dom and like and maybe a couple huge returns after SummerSlam, but it's like and then the prices, it's just excuse me for this, but the price is not worth it. Just for how they're asking for they're charging me $100 for a lower level seat when I got it cheaper at AEW. It's like,
Should I? Should I pay? I paid in $80 tickets times 3 just to get it in.
you're going to Raw?
Yeah, I'm going to Raw.
My buddy Ryan asked me about that. I'm gonna look into it though.
Max will be at Raw
I
too.
might. Yeah, no, it's just people are selling their tickets already, and it's sold out. Where are you guys sitting? Sorry to go off topic. Where are you guys sitting?
I think Max is on one of the lower ground floors, and I'll be sitting in the area right by the hard camera.
Oh, so you're on the ground.
No, no. Max is on the ground. I'm not.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we'll figure it out. I'm gonna see. I'm gonna see if they have any floor seats for sale. If they do, great. If not, whatever.
So, before we wrap this up, I want to ask you a couple of questions about the topics that we discussed. Do you think that Billy
Yeah.
Gunn retired last night at Collision? If so,
No,
then why do you say no?
because like I said earlier, I think he threw a tantrum. I think he just was mad that they lost the match, and I think where he gets in Billy Gunn fashion, he wanted to throw a fit. And I hope Carson Baldy's going to Raw. Either way. Next question, sorry.
If Bray Wyatt does return at SummerSlam, which match do you think he will return at? Will he go after Roman Reigns and Jey Uso? Will he go after Seth Rollins and Finn Balor, or will he potentially go after Cody Rhodes?
I think he'll go after the Judgment Day, if I'm going to be honest with you. If there's any, I want to see Bray Wyatt versus the Demon, Finn Balor. The Demon versus the Fiend.
While I agree that would be an interesting match, and that's something we should have gotten, but
I think
Bray
we
Wyatt
still
got released too
can get it.
soon.
I think we can get it. Now that he's going to be back, I think we can get it.
And your friend Carson says Seth Rollins. I can respect that. I would definitely love to see Seth
Respect that too.
Rollins
No,
versus
yeah,
Bray Wyatt again, and
I'd love to
potentially
see
for the
him back
world
in the world
title.
title. But I think it's going to be a little bit for that one. But either way, next question.
Do you think that Jey Uso has a chance of actually beating Roman Reigns at SummerSlam?
Yeah, he pinned Roman at Money in the Bank.
Yes, but that was a tag team match. It wasn't for the gold.
Still. Did he pin him in the middle of the ring?
Yes.
Okay. It doesn't matter to me if it was a tag match. He got pin. It was in a tag match. You're still one-on-one, but you have to tag someone out if you want to get in the match.
That's true. Me
It's
personally,
still
as much as I want Jay to win, I just don't see him taking the title off of Roman Reigns because Roman Reigns does not win clean. And yeah, even if Jimmy Uso comes out to help Jay, Roman Reigns still has the
I
numbers
think
advantage because he has Paul Heyman and Solo Sikoa.
family members. I think we're gonna see Rikishi come out and beat his son up. Solo.
I was going to say which one. He has multiple.
He's gonna beat up Solo. I know it. Or I think Solo he's gonna knock some sense into Solo, and Solo will turn on Roman, and Paul Heyman's gonna turn on Roman eventually.
We'll have to wait and see.
Or I think all of them turn on Roman and turn heel.
We'll have to wait and see. I mean, don't you mean turn face because Roman Reigns is the heel?
But here's how. Do you remember in TNA when EC3 and Matt Hardy switcherooed during that match?
Yeah.
Remember when Tyrus, Brodus Clay, so remember him, turned on EC3 and Matt Hardy won the title, turned heel, and EC3 turned face. I'm saying Paul Heyman turns on Roman. They all turn on Roman. Face. No, he'll stay heel. I'm saying he's going to turn Jay and Jimmy heel. And then they'll all beat up Roman.
We'll have to wait and see for some.
And then Jay will be like, "I'm the tribal chief, you're not."
We'll have to wait and see because SummerSlam's not for another few weeks.
Not. I think I'm going to be at college by then, actually. You know, dude, are you going to watch where are you guys watching SummerSlam this year?
Well, Max is going to SummerSlam, so I'll most likely just be
He's
watching.
going to Detroit? Are you kidding me?
I'm not kidding. He's also going into Survivor Series.
Where's that again?
Indiana. No, wait, Chicago.
Shit. What? I'm sorry. Shoot. What month is that again? November?
November.
Yeah, I think my older sister will be moved out already by then. They're moving to Minnesota, back to Minnesota. Either way, sorry, back on topic. But yes, that's my saying of what's going to happen. I most likely won't happen, but that is my prediction. That the way it will happen is all of them will turn on Roman. Because I'm going to be real, I heard Roman's taking some time off soon.
That's no surprise.
Trust me. I think Roman's having some problems again. You know how he got cancer, right?
Yeah, I always forget that he had leukemia.
You know the rumor that he's having some problems again, right?
No, this is the first time hearing of that. We'll discuss it.
It was something. I don't think that part's true, but I think he will take some time off again.
We can discuss this on the dark hours.
Dark hours.
Anyways, final question, and after what happened on SmackDown with LA Knight losing the Invitational and having Rey Mysterio win it, do you think LA Knight should just leave WWE and go pursue a career somewhere else? Because if I'm being honest, LA Knight really should leave because no matter how over he is, no matter how much of a top seller he is with merchandise, no matter how much charisma he has, WWE is just not really going to pull the trigger. Like, they should have already pulled it, but they haven't done anything.
Go to AEW. AEW is LA Knight. I'm sorry. He needs to go to AEW. Or he needs to just... It's either that or he retires. I mean, he's going to go to AEW. What other choice does he have after that?
He has multiple choices, actually, because there's more than just...
But some companies are kind of trying to keep their company young. Like Impact, they're looking at the next generation. Like guys like thinking of it. Well, actually, Josh Alexander, and yeah, they're maybe going back to Alex Shelley, but like he should. I mean, yeah, I get it, at Carson. Sorry, I'm reading also off comments. Yeah, I would love for him to do it, but they need to push him. They need to pull the trigger. They need to pull it in the next month, 6 months, I would say. They need to pull it soon.
Hope,
Otherwise, they are honestly screwing this guy.
hopefully they do something. Now, if he does leave, I really don't want him to go to AEW. Now, let me explain why. Right?
Okay.
It's because the shows have been kind of lackluster lately, and Tony Khan is more of a mark than a boss. He's more of a friend to his employees than he is a boss. And with their loaded roster, I just really don't see LA Knight getting the treatment that he deserves better there than he should be in WWE.
They
So
have been doing better. I know there was a point where they were like kind of falling off, and that was during the time when WWE was starting to really get back up there, which they're up there again. It's just here's my problem. Here's the thing. It's the same. It's like WCW with the same old crap. I mean, John Moxley's blading himself. He needs to stop that, by the way. He's really going to cause some problems with his brain. Chris Jericho's getting it's their aging roster. Chris Jericho's getting old. Jake Hager is not even I don't even know where the heck Jake Hager is these days. Is he even there? Like, where is he?
yeah, he was there like 2 weeks ago on Dynamite. He gave up that stupid purple hat to Jericho because Jericho might be joining the Don Callis family.
Yeah, see, look, the Jericho Appreciation Society is pretty much gone, and I'm pretty sure Garcia and Guevara are turning on him. I think it's pretty much, like I said, I think this is just where I know it best that AEW is kind of going through their WCW crapshoot, and they got to start. But I think they'll get out of this before, because Ted Turner never knew that he was Eric Bischoff. And I got to say, I'm going to say this saying that WWE says when Eric Bischoff was the general manager of Raw. You put $1 billion company out of business. I'm sorry, that was TNA. You put $1 billion company out of business.
But if he does leave, if LA Knight does leave, I really think that he should go back to Impact Wrestling because that's what made Eli Drake. If you're wondering who that is, that's LA Knight. That was LA Knight's wrestling name in Impact Wrestling, and I really feel like
Eli Drake, yeah. What did you think of that, by the way? I was going to ask about that.
Eli Drake in Impact Wrestling is what really made him a star, and
Exactly. That's what I talk about. That's
then
why I
he brought.
say he should go back to Impact Wrestling because he was a star there. Everyone loved him.
You said AEW, I said Impact Wrestling.
No. That's one of the things I brought up during conversation. I think it just kind of went a little fast when I was talking fast. I think it went a little through. I know I said AEW, but I also brought up his time in TNA when he was Eli Drake. I admired and I loved his work there. Like, seriously. But back to AEW, it's just the same old crap. And that's why I would love. And by the way, we need to get that stat AEW back to Minneapolis because I'm looking when I'm going to buy a ticket. Because that's where I love going. It's cheaper. It's better. I mean, not better, but it's the same. It used to be better, I just should just say.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
It's pretty good. It's like, it's wrestling.
Well, we'll have to wait and see. But that's going to do it for this installment of the Piledriver Podcast. I am the Macho hype Man, and this is what has been the MGG Golden Knight. Thank you and goodbye. Bang.
Yeah.